Welcome to this self-study. In today's lesson, I'll be teaching you what sequence and series are. Let me begin with a sequence. Now, what is a sequence? Let us understand it with example. Let's say we have a number 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. If you observe, this number or this set of number have a particular pattern. Each number in sequence are called terms. So 4 is a term, 6 is a term, 8 is a term. We call them terms in sequence. But we get each term by the term that come before them. This previous term, we got this term from this previous term. If you want to get this term now, you are going to add this term here, which is 4. You are going to add it to 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. And to get 8, 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is what? 10. That's the pattern. We get successive term by the term that come before them. Hope you understand. So that is what? That is a sequence. So we define a sequence. Sequence is a list of numbers or terms that follow a specific pattern or rules. So they follow a specific pattern. In this case, all of them they have two added to them to get the next term. They will follow a specific pattern or they follow a specific rules. Any number that you see that follow a specific patterns or rules are known as what? Sequence. Other example are, let's say you have a number 3, 9, 27, and 81. So this number also follow a specific pattern. That is why it's a sequence. We get the next term by multiplying 3 to the previous one. Hope you understand. 3 times 3 is what? 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And 27 times 3 is what? 81. Other example, let's say we have this term 1, 8, 27, 64, 125. If you observe, you know that they also follow a specific pattern. So each of them are raised to the power of 3. Let's say 1 raised to the power 3 is what? 1. 2 raised to the power 3 is 8. 3 raised to the power 3 is 27. 4 raised to the power 3 is 64. And 5 raised to the power 3 is what? 125. As far as they follow a specific pattern, which is common to all of them, it is called what? A sequence. For instance, all these numbers here keep increasing by 1. So from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, but the power is constant. So if they follow a specific rules, they are known as what? Sequence. Now a sequence can be finite or infinite. So example of infinite sequence are this one that I list earlier. Finite sequence are this one that I list earlier. Finite sequence. Now, let's say we have 4 again, 6, 8, 10, 12, then 14. This is an example of finite sequence. A finite sequence is a sequence that has an ending or a limit. From the word finite, something that has a limit. So because we stop here, it is a finite sequence. Some sequence they are going to continue forever. They are infinite number to the largest amount of number you can imagine. So that one is infinite, but this one is finite. They can also write it like this. Let's say they can write 4, 6, 8, dot, 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 and 14. That means we have number between this place. We have 10 and 12 there. They don't want to waste their time in writing the number. They just move to 14. So this is the ending. 14 is the ending. So this is an example of finite sequence. Example of infinite sequence now. From the name infinite, an infinite sequence does not have an ending. It doesn't have an ending. For instance, you can have the same example. I'll just change something. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, dot. See, this one doesn't have an ending. That is why it is known as what? Infinite sequence. This dot here means that the number continue. It continue for life. That is an example of what? Infinite sequence. So now we have two common type of sequence. We have two common type of sequence. The first one is known as linear sequence and the second one is known as exponential sequence. This one here, that each number differ by two, by adding two to them, is known as what? Linear sequence. Linear sequence. And this one, that we get the next term by multiplying the previous term by a number, is called what? Is called exponential sequence. Exponential sequence. In summary, we have two type of sequence. Common type sequence, we have linear sequence. Is sometimes called AP, arithmetic progression. So in case you hear the terms arithmetic progression, it means the same as linear sequence. The second type is known as exponential sequence. Exponential sequence. It is sometimes called geometric progression, GP. Geometric progression. Progression. With introduction out of the way, let us talk about linear sequence. Now, do you remember the example I gave earlier? When we have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. Now, if you see that we get the next term by adding a common number to the previous one, that one is an example of what? Linear sequence. For instance, we get 6 by adding 2 to 4 and 8 by adding 2 to 6. But when we multiply the terms with a common number, that one is known as what? Exponential sequence. Hope you understand. Now, moving on to the notation in AP. Notation in AP. Let us talk about the notation. So we have T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, and Tn. Now this is the position of each term. We pronounce this T1 as first term. We pronounce the position first term. This means second terms. This means third term. And this means what? Nth term. We pronounce N first. So for instance, let's say we have 4 here, 6 here, 8 here, 10 here, and 12 here. Now, this 4 here is the first term, 6 is the second term, 8 is the third term, 10 is the fourth term, and 12 is the fifth term. Let's say we now extend this number, then we write 100 here. Since I don't know the position of this 100, I will call it nth term. Let's say I later discover the position. Let's say it is 20, then I can call it 20th term. Since we don't know the position, we can call it nth term. Hope you understand. That is all about notation in AP. With notation out of the way, let's talk about common difference. Common difference. I will use the same example to explain what common difference is. Now, this number here that we keep adding to each term to get the next term is known as common difference. This 2 here is known as the common difference because if you notice well enough, this number is common to all the terms. Hope you understand. So it is called what? The common difference. There is also easy way to get this common difference by just applying simple formula. You can say that second term minus the first term. If you take the second term in this example, also the first term, you are going to get your common difference. D is equals to, what is our second term here? Our second term is 6, right? So 6 minus, what is our first term? 4. 6 minus 4 is what? 2. You see, we got our common difference. That means you don't need to bother yourself thinking too much. You can just apply the formula. You can also say common difference. You can pick any terms in this set of number. You can pick 6th term or you can pick the 5th term. As far as they are beside each other, if they are beside 12 and 14, they are beside each other like this, you get the same answer. So you can choose any formula. You can say 6th term minus 5th term. Our 6th term in that example is what? Our 6th term is 14 minus what? 12. You get what? 2. And that is why we call it a common difference. The difference is common throughout the set of the number. With that being said, let us solve practice question under this common difference. Now these are the questions. Find the common difference of the following set of number. Solution. Solution. Now example 1, we have 5, 9, 13 and 21. So the formula of common difference is given as difference is equals to what? Second terms minus the first term. What is our second term here? Our second term is 9, alright? What is our first term? 5. So 9 minus 5 is what? 4. 4 is our common difference. So the second example we have 31, 26, 21, 16. Find the common difference. The common difference is given as D is equals to second term minus first term. Now, what is our second term here? 26. What is our first term? 31. 26 minus 31 will give us what? Minus 5. Minus 5 here is our common difference. That is all about common difference. Now let us talk about a really interesting part of GP and AP. Now most people really find this topic difficult because they do not understand the formula. We have various formula under this topic, but if you don't understand the formula, you won't know the formula to apply for a particular question. And this is what I'm going to explain for you so that you can understand. It's time to talk about the formula in sequence. I'll use this first example I used earlier to explain the formula. Let's say we have 6, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now remember earlier I told you that each of these numbers are called terms. This is the first term, second term, and this is the what? 5th term. Now we get the first term. The first term rather is denoted with C1, abi. It's also denoted with small letter A. But now I don't want to focus on this term again. I want to focus on this term and common difference. Since we know what common difference is. Our common difference here is what? Our common difference is 2. So we got our next term by adding the common difference to this number. 4 plus 2 is 6. But to get this term here, 4 plus 2 plus 2 will give us what? 8. Hope you understand. So to get this one, it will be 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? Which is what? Which is 10. Now, so I can say our T2 is equals to this first term here, which we denoted with A, plus what? Plus D. Right? So we are going to get our common difference. So and our third term will now be equals to first term, which is A, plus common difference plus common difference, right? And our fourth term is equals to first term plus common difference plus common difference plus common difference, right? We can prove it. Let's substitute the number. Let's say we have our first term is 4. Our common difference is what? 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 will give us what? 10. And which is right? 10 is our what? Fourth term. We name them based on the position they appears. So first position, first term, second position, second term, fourth position, fourth term, which is right. Now let me rewrite this formula. I want to simplify the formula. This formula, I call it general formula for solving a specific term, because that is what it literally do. So let us call it general formula for solving a specific term. Yes, that's what it does. It can only solve a specific term. For instance, the formula that can solve the third term cannot solve the fourth term. The one that can solve the second term would not solve the question for fourth term. Hope you understand. So it is a general formula for solving a specific term. So our T1 is what? A. Our T2 is A plus D, right? But here our T3 will be equals to A plus D is what? 2D. They are common terms. They are the same thing. So we are going to add them together. So our fourth term is A plus D is what? 3D. Now this is the formula for solving second term, third term and fourth term. But if you look well enough, you notice a pattern between this one, the terms and the common difference here. You notice that this number here is always one more than this number. Do you see that? When we have 3 here, we have 2 here. When we have 4 here, we have 3 here. So this number is always one more than this number. So don't be looking at this one in getting your formula. You can just get straight to the point. For instance, what is the formula for 110? Our 110 will now be what? A plus what? 99D. Because this one is always one more than this one. If this one is 79, this one will be what? 78. If this one is 80, this one will be 79. Right? If this one is 19, this one will be 89. So it is always one more than this one. Okay, now tell me the formula for 25th term. It will now be equals to what? A plus 24D. That's all about general for solving what? General formula for solving specific terms. So with that being said, let us solve practice question under this question. That is what? Missing term. Missing term. Missing term. If any term is missing, any term at all, no matter what the term is, we can use this formula to solve them. And now we know how to get this formula. Now we understand how to get every formula here. When we are looking from 1010, it will be what? Will A plus 999D, right? So let us solve question under missing terms. So examples. Now it is time to solve question under the terms, under the missing terms. I told you how to formulate the formula or generate the formula. So we are going to use that formula to solve this question. This is a typical WAEC or JAM question. So solution. Solution number 1. The question says the 8th term of the AP minus 4 minus 2 is 0 dash 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 15 is. So they told us to find the 8th term, right? They told us to find the 8th term. Now, what's the formula for finding the 8th term? Yes, right. We have T8, 8th term is equals to A plus 7D, right? So A plus 7D. Now our A, sorry, let me write the question. Let me write the terms first. Minus 4 minus 2 is 0. So what is our first term here? Our first term, A is what? Minus 4. This is our first term. So what about the common difference? For you to find any missing term, you must know your first term and your common difference. That's the two variables you need to know for you to find any missing term. So what is our common difference? You can get it by saying second term minus first term. What is our second term here? Right, minus 2 minus first term. What is our first term? Minus 4. Minus 2 minus minus 4. We have minus 2. Minus times minus is plus 4. So minus 2 plus 4 will give us what? 2. 2 is our common difference. Therefore, our eighth term is equals to A plus 7D. Now, our A is minus 4 plus 7. Then, what is D? Our D is 2. So, we have minus 4, right? 7 times 2 is what? 14. So, minus 4 plus 14 will give us what? It will give us what? 10. So, 10 is our eighth term. Moving on to the second question, number 2. So, the first term of an AP is minus 1. Let me solve it right here. The first term of an AP is minus 1. So, they say our first term is minus 1. Let us write it. And the common difference is 0.5. So, our common difference is equals to 0.5. The system is, we are told to find the system. The formula for finding the system is T6 is equals to A plus 5D, right? So, and we know that our A is minus 1. So, T6 is equals to minus 1 plus 5. What is our D? Is 0.5, right? So, from here, we know that T6 is equals to minus 1. 5 times 0.5 will give us what? Will give us 2.5 plus what? 2.5. So our T6 will now be equals to minus 1 plus 2.5 will give us 1.5. We are given option there. What's our answer? Our answer is D. Right? So, example 3. So, if the system of an arithmetic progression is 11, the system of an arithmetic progression T6 abi, so let us write what we are given in the question. Is what? 11, right? If the system of an arithmetic progression is 11 and the first term is 1, so our first term is what? 1. Find the common difference. We are told to find the common difference, D. You are looking for D. Now, the formula of system is given as A plus 5D, right? A plus 5D. But they say that our system is equals to what? Is equals to 11, right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to write T6 again. I'm going to start from here to here. So I'll write A plus 5D is equals to 11. What is our A here? Our A is 1. So we are going to substitute 1 for A. 1 plus 5D is equals to 11. So this is a simple equation. Let us collect like them. So when we come here, change to minus 1. 5D is equals to 11 minus 1. So 5D is equals to 11 minus 1 is 10. So we are looking for the divide both side by 5, right? By 5. Therefore, our D is equals to 2. We have option there, Abi. So our D is equals to 2. This is our answer here. So to the last part. So to the last part. So the first term of an AP is equals to 1/2 the common difference D. The eighth term of the AP is, we are told to find what? Eighth term here. We are told to find the eighth term. But they did not give us any number to be more precise. So they just gave a statement that AP is equals to, the first term is equals to 1/2 the common difference. So first term, which is A, is equals to what? 1/2 the common difference. That's what the statement says. But with this, you can get our answer. But if you notice, in this option, everything is expressed in terms of D. That means we have D in our question beside each of these numbers. So we are going to make sure we express in terms of D also, right? We are going to make sure we express in terms of D. Now let me simplify this. So here our A is equals to D times 1 is D over 2. but we are looking for eighth term. The formula for finding eighth term is what? A plus 7d, right? 8 plus 7d. Now anywhere we find our a, we will be putting d over 2. Since everything is expressed in terms of d, by the end we solve this question, we are going to have answer that we have d. Hope you understand. That is why we substitute for it. 8 T8 is equals to, we have a here, I'm going to write d over 2 is plus what? 7d, right? So 8 T8 is equals to, now we can find what? LCM, right? 2 into 1, 1 times d is what? D. We have 1 here, abi? 2 in 1, 2. 2 times 7d is what? 14d. Now T8 will now be equals to d plus 14d will give us 15d over 2. So our eighth term is 15d over 2. Do you have it there? Okay, yes. This is our answer. So with that being said, let us move on to the next part. Having talked about general formula for solving a specific term, it is time to talk about general formula for solving all questions. There is a general formula that you can use to find any question, no matter what you are told to find in that question. You can use it to find the last term, the number of terms. You can use it to find any term. Is it a second term, third term, or fourth term? You can use this general formula to find everything. And that is why I call it general formula for solving all question, every question you may come across, this general formula will solve it for you. Now we are going to get this general formula from the idea we learned earlier. So we have that our second term, or let's say our third term, is what? A plus 2d, right? We learn about it. Then our 100 term is equals to what? A plus 99d, right? So we are going to use the same logic to get the general formula for solving all questions. Now let us call it Tn, because we don't know the number of terms we are finding, right? So is equals to, now we know that everything we have here will be one more than this one, right? Or we can say that everything we have here will be one less than this one, right? Everything we have here will be one less than this one. So let me write a plus open bracket, we have n here, so we can have n minus 1 here. It will be one less than what we have here. So if this one is 100, so 100 minus 1 will give us what? 99, right? So remember the d. Now this is the general formula for solving all questions. This formula can solve every question. Take note. So Tn is equals to a plus open bracket n minus 1 close bracket d.
If you know that this video helped you, you can support this channel by hitting the subscription button below, as this will allow this video to get to more people.